Everybody is a conspiracy theorist and an expert today. Everybody. Overnight. It's just like after OJ. Everybody was a blood splatter expert. Overnight. It's the most incredible thing anybody's ever seen. The most incredible thing ever. Oh, the blood went this way. Who are you? I lay tile, but I'm a blood splatter expert. I'm a conspiracy theorist. Look at all these things. There's 50 million moving parts. It's like watching a clock or a watch. And you pull the back, and you see all these gears. You go, which one of these is the more important? What's running this? Everything. Yes, it's important. If you notice the thumbnail today. Look at it later. It's a picture of the killer wearing red and blue t-shirts. This is actually look, it's red and blue t-shirts. What do you see? What do you notice? What does this have to do? Excuse me. What are you doing? People have no idea of critical thinking. They've never investigated a crime. They've never understood. You would think, with all of this talk that we have about true crime and how we love true crime, people would be really good at it. I am constantly talking people down off the ledge and saying, wait a minute. You're missing the point here. That's okay, but that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Don't go there. Don't. You're missing the point. I have been saying for the longest time, critical thinking. This is what's the most important part of everything. Critical thinking. Do you understand? What's the issue? So today's idea is going to be this. But to remind everybody, President Trump is getting the worst advice ever. He has got to scrap. If Trump loves to hire people that he thinks, or work with people that he thinks are loyal to him. That's good to a point. To a point, that's good. That's okay. To a point. You need people who know what they're doing. So get ready. I'm going to throw stuff at you today. I'm going to bring you back because you're in the woods. You're all over there. You're running around. Say, come back. Come on. I feel like the camp counselor. Everybody, let's go walk around. Let's look for nuts or whatever you do with the camp. I don't know. And then all of a sudden, this one, go get him. It's like we need the sheepdog. Bring him back. He's gone too far. He's lost. We're over here. This was so great. I was enjoying looking at all the flowers. I forgot where I'm going. Yes, that's where we are. People are amateurs. I'm being hit with stuff it doesn't mean anything. You know, there was a book on Amazon. Amazon posted a book that said the shooting of Charlie Kirk the day before. I was like, what is that all about? Okay, that's interesting. We know who did it. He did it. I hate to break it to you. He did it. Well, and this governor of Utah, you better pay attention to him. Check out his political provenance. He's one of these guys. This guy is not to be trusted. Never, ever, ever, ever go on TV. Never go on and start talking about the case. Well, so far, we've got, this. Never go on TV when you're the governor of a state and start talking about what the defendant is doing or what he is saying. We have not had any real, how do I say this? We haven't had any real venue change issues because for the most part, the idea of changing a venue is absolutely absurd. Anyway, not to get ahead of the game, that's where we're going. Now, let me explain something also. I like to watch a lot of different people. There's some folks who are just sort of, I have this, yes. This is interesting, that's interesting, whatever. Some of it interesting, some of it is, some of it's not. I don't know. It depends on where you're from. But what everybody is saying everybody is that something is going to happen and we don't know what it is. And we always get caught flat-footed. As we speak, somebody somewhere is involved in some type of plan to bring about something that causes complete and total disorder, complete and total discombobulation of order. So what are we talking about? I don't know what this is. They don't send me a memo. But you know something very, very cataclysmic and tumultuous is about to happen. You can already feel it. The world isn't stable anymore. Things we used to dismiss as impossible are happening right in front of us. What once felt far-fetched, beyond the realm of possibility 5 years ago, is now daily reality. Nothing is safe or protected. Nothing. They want chaos. And if I want chaos, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take out your internet. First thing I'm going to do. If I'm a terrorist, I'm going to drop some EMP, low orbital, something or other, and take out all of your grid, your power source. Systems that we thought were unshakable are fragile. Shelves don't stay stocked forever. Food, water, energy. Trucks will stop. One blackout, one strike, one storm, one act of violence, one hurricane, one wildfire, and that is it. The safety net, that which you are accustomed to believe, it's over. And what you vanish, what you vanish. What could be true. What you trust and what you care for and what you depend on vanishes overnight. Now listen, picture this. Imagine something very, very simple. Just 1 week where you had no real food, nothing. One day turns into two and you think, holy, and you can't get out. Maybe it's a shelter in place, maybe whatever it is. We're not talking about snacks or banana chips and jerky, but real hard, not takeout, but hard calories, clean water that your family needs to live. That's when you learn the truth. Cash, credit, cash cards, crypto, even gold won't mean anything. Diamonds won't mean anything. Survival is primal. Food, water, energy, ammo. It's ancient. It's reality. It's feral. It's true. That's why waiting is a mistake. Listen to me right now. My Patriot Supplies 3-month food kit gives you listen to this, 2,000 calories a day, 22 meal varieties, and a shelf life up to 25 years. Just put them in your garage, in your closet. That's it. These very nice, stackable little buckets, waterproof, 25 years. Try doing it on your own. Try doing it for a week, for a month, 3 months. No way. They can do it. They've thought nothing about everything you need, all lined up. And that's just part of it. We'll talk about this in a moment. For a limited time, they're adding 4 extra weeks free. That's a $247 value at no extra cost. We're not talking just food, though. We're talking water, water purification, generators, waterless matches, things you've never, little thermal units to light for food, you name it. You can, and we're not talking something that you go to, for camping. That's nice. Hunters have this for the weekend. That's nice. Hey, here's an MRE. Here's some cocoa. That's nice for the weekend, for a couple of days. A month? 3 months? No. So right now, you've got to go to preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com. You will, I don't know about you, but I've always liked going to Army, Navy stores and seeing, look at all this stuff. Don't gamble on this. Don't assume the system is going to be there. We always think there's always going to be water. It's always going to be toilets. There's always going to be, Go to preparewithlionel.com. They'll click the link in the description, preparewithlionel.com. Lock down your food, protect your family. This is serious business. Serious. And it's right there. Do it now before there's calamity. And you get it, peace of mind, store it, that's it. Buy it and forget it. A la Ron Popeil. Okay, my friends, I've never enjoyed speaking to you more than I do now. I've never felt more of a calling than I do now. Never. I sit there in the morning and I'm thinking, oh my God, it's like drinking from a fire hose. Walking into the biggest bar fight ever and saying, who do we throw out first? Who started this? What's important? Who has a gun? Who has a gun versus who's fighting? I don't know. That's what we're talking about right now. That's what we're talking about. It's unbelievable what we're seeing right here. Remember when do you ever see these beekeepers? I love beekeeping. I don't know why. I don't want to do it. I just love it. And they'll say, oh, there's the queen. What? And they're all, and the guy goes, there he is. There she is, right there. How did you? That's what people are. For the first time ever, people who are, it's either, the other day, I was sitting there, we were talking, and I talked to somebody who's pretty well, fancies himself as knowing. He said, what's APAC? What's this APAC you're talking about? Oh, which is a different issue. You see, you want to tell people, it's like, listen, I don't have any problem with talking about Israel. I know people love the USS Liberty. It's like, that's all they know. 1967, the Liberty. You know the story. We know all about this. This is 34 U.S. soldiers. Yeah. They just bring this up. How about the Lavon affair in 1954? Talk about that one too. Israel is nothing but covert, false flag, some of the best they started, whether you like them or not, with not a lot of help. So they had, from the Haganah to others, they learned how to be real smart and real crafty. They're really good, really good. We got to learn from them. But that's a distraction. Remember, you're in a bar fight and you say, hey, that guy is looking at this. Thank you, Philip Petchow. Look at him. Look at Philip. Now you can sit there and we can just Rick roar. Operation Gladio. Let's do it. Here, I'll give you a minute. Everybody throw out every word you can. Throw it out, please. HARP, DARPA, just throw it. Throw it out. Throw it out. Everybody can, so you can say, yeah, I know this. Operation Paperclip, Operation Lavender, MK Ultra, the Dream Seeker, Storm Fury, Operation Popeye, Gladio. Okay, let's get this out of the way. This is what we do. Let's just purge ourselves with it, like a big fart, like this. Let's take a big enema and a laxative and get rid of all this. Just get it out. I'll wait for you. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. People just say, I've got something. Jared Kutcher. I like this. I don't know who Jared Kutcher is. Kushner's the story. Let's get it out. Let's get it out. Operation the board game. Very good. I like that. Let's get it out. Okay, you out? Okay. Because I've got you, and then I got other people who are bringing up stuff that have nothing to do. What about the airport? Forget the airport. We're not talking about the airport. He was there. Nobody took a plane. Why are you talking about the airport? I don't know. I heard they locked up. Nobody took an airplane. Well, it could, but no. And then there's this idea of, when you ask somebody, well, who do you think is involved in this? They say, the question to them is, whom would you like to see involved in this? That's what they really want to say. Well, I kind of like to see, I kind of like to see Israel. Great. What about you? France. I don't like France, so I want to see France in there. So then we blend that in. This is, let me ask you this question. What does the role of anything have to do with this guy? You see that fuzzy girlfriend thing, whatever this, I don't know. His partner. Now, is that the British partner? Is that the regular partner? I don't know what these partners mean. Partner to me is a business partner. Lover, girlfriend, boyfriend. I'm American. I say bathroom, restroom. British people say toilet. We say things differently. Do you mean partner? Oh, here we go. Sparky says, for the leader of the conspiratorium, you seem to have a lot of faith in establishment narratives. No. See, but your thing is you're not looking at this. And Sparky, you've got to understand something. You hate, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say this. Israel consumes you. It's the beginning and the end of your existence. You watch every show, and I'm not saying this, but you just, it's just, back off. I mean, not from us, but back off. I've got other, it's the transgender, you don't understand, the transgender. And everybody loves to say, you're getting into the narratives. I have been on for 15 minutes, and I'm saying, stop going off. We have a guy who we found who shot Charlie Kirk, and you're going off into Israel. This guy's got nothing to do with Israel. He may have nothing to do with the transgender movement, because everybody who's ever killed somebody, everybody says something. They say something. Nobody ever says, why'd you shoot George Wallace, Bremer? I don't know. Was that George Wallace? No, they always say something because of what he did. The best one, pardon me, the best one, I think, was Sirhan, or as we say, Sirhan, who didn't kill Bobby Kennedy, but he was talking about Bobby Kennedy and Israel. And he said, what? He was from Jordan? It didn't even make any sense. That's what he said, which goes part of the MK Ultra narrative because he doesn't remember this. So everybody's going to say something. Well, you're not going on, that's not what he said. You're going on with a narrative. Nobody said anything. There is no narrative. But I'm telling you, some people are just, and I watch people, they are so into this transgender and Baphomet and Satan and they're just, and I was like, excuse me, that may be true, but let's talk about this. And others will say, it's the communists. Don't you understand that the first they got Saul Alinsky? And everybody goes off. Wait a minute, we're not talking about Saul. I guess you sure like those establishment narratives. It's like, no, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at what I've got here. There's no, he's not left anything. He supposedly wrote, and I'm a little suspect of this. I'm suspect of these things he wrote on the bullets themselves or on the casings. That who was it, Stephen Crowder referred to? I don't know about that. Okay, maybe. How about the fact that nobody knew who he never talked to anybody? And this is my favorite part. They say, okay, that is the transgender. If he, and we don't know this because the establishment narrative is so poor, I don't know what to say, but he was living with or sharing a room with or domicile with some form of, how do I say this? I missed this one. Was the assassin part of Israel's network of transgender terror cells? Are they connected to Brigitte Macron? Oh my God. Transgender terror cells? Oh my God. You constantly ignored my question in my first super chat. You seem awfully anxious to run interference for Israel and Brigitte Macron. Who brought up Brigitte Macron? Oh, Sparky, man, dude, feller, I just read your thing because I missed it. You really need, you should seek help. You're off. Get him off of our investigative team. He's going Israel. And if I didn't know better, I think you're trying to cover up for something up by throwing out the Israel narrative. You know what I mean? We don't know anything, and you're going Israel and Brigitte Macron. Let me read this again. Let me just read this again. This is the funniest thing I've read. Listen to this. Remember this one. Was the assassin part of Israel's network of transgender terror cells? Yeah. Are they connected to Brigitte Macron? Israel's network of transgender terror cells. Israel's network is a network. And forget the fact that there's transgender terror cells. Where are these transgender cells? There's 340 million people. We've got this one and some other lunatics before who granted. This is wild. This does more damage than anything else. You know why? Let me tell you why. Guess what the most important issue is? I'll tell you what it is. The most important thing ever is the fact that we saw yesterday, and nobody wants to talk about this. Nobody, because it's boring and it's politics. Politics bores people. But in our crowd, you've got Israel's transgender Brigitte Macron terror cells. You got Candace Owens, this one, screaming at Nick Fuentes and the Groypers. Would you children stop this? And then you've got Cernovich who said, well, you know, they said that they were going to cancel this stuff. Oh, my God. Meanwhile, the shooter is saying, what are these people talking about? Who? Groyper. I'm over here. I'm a smart guy, sort of. He was very, very smart, supposedly. He's got his girlfriend. I was going to tell you something. His girlfriend, the partner, who is a man who wants to transgender. He's a man. He's gay. What is this transgender business? What's this transgender? He's gay. Oh, brace yourself. I'm not anti-Israel. Here we go. I'm not anti-Israel. I just think U.S. should stop all aid to them so they learn to get along with their neighbors. That's a different issue. That's not a different. We're talking. Of course that is. Here's one for you. Did you see this nonsense? Here you go. Lauren Boebert wants to pass or amend something. Anybody who's BDS, you lose all kinds of Pentagon funding. You've got Marco Rubio, who is basically using thought police against some Turk who mentioned something anti-Israel. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's talk about the Lavon affair. Remember that one? This is a good one. This is this failed Israeli covert operation in Egypt in 1954, where agents planted bombs in U.S. and British targets to frame local groups and strain Egypt's Western ties. False flag. The plot was exposed, leading to arrest, trials, whatever, and Defense Minister Pinchas Lavon was forced to resign, sparking years. This is the Lavon affair. You want to talk about that? What the hell does that have to do with anything? Candace Owens was Charlie Kirk's best friend. Okay. She's also clawing, because she's abandoning that Brigitte Macron because they're going to bury her with that lawsuit. Everybody was Charlie's best friend. Hello, everybody. I was a best friend. I'm crying. You got Megyn Kelly. She's crying. You got Glenn Beck. He's crying. And then they're praying and they're crying. And he was on my show. Charlie Kirk was everybody's best friend. J.D. Vance, this and that. Everybody's best friend. Charlie Kirk. And I kind of believe it. Charlie Kirk was so smart. It's not even funny. But you see what we're doing? We're getting off this. We're like this. And Erica, by the way, Erica Kirk is saying, would somebody look over here from us? You're missing the point. This is why they think we're crazy. This is why they think we're crazy. We're arguing stuff that has nothing to do with anything. We've got midterms coming up. We are looking at one of the most important nodal points in American history, American political history. Let me tell you some things that have happened. Number one, Rush Limbaugh, explosive. Two, Donald Trump, MAGA, explosive. Rush Limbaugh, nobody's ever seen anything like that. And where politics and entertainment meet. Maybe Father Coughlin before, maybe. Nothing like that. Nothing. It was unbelievable. There is not one. Rush Limbaugh. Who else? Nobody. I mentioned this last night. Mrs. Ellen and I went to a party. If I showed you pictures of this, you wouldn't believe. I've never seen anything like it. But we're talking to people. And for some reason, when Mrs. Ellen and I go to a party, everybody says, I want to ask you, what do you think about this? Because they know we're kind of sort of in the biz. One fellow came to me, a friend of mine, in fact, through the party. His son, 15 years old, unbeknownst to his father, had no idea that his son was so affected by this. He said, very interestingly, he said, I'm very upset about this. Charlie Kirk. He said, you watch Charlie Kirk? He said, yeah, all the time. He didn't even know this. Thank you, Edward. Edward, thank you. He says, I watch him all the time. He didn't even know this. He said, Daddy was a Christian. He believed in it. Now, this is a good kid. But the point is, my friend says, I didn't even know this. He goes, I watch him every day. Another friend, another guy I'm talking to, he's older. He has a father. He says, I watch Charlie Kirk every single day without fail. Wow. Another one, a friend of ours, has two kids. One, 25-year-old daughter in law school who was not really that into politics. Devastated by this. Devastated. Absolutely devastated by the loss of Charlie Kirk. Devastated. They had no idea. The son says, I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it. Another woman where there is crying. Now, you know people say, and they're crying. I say, well, I wasn't there when they were crying. She's crying. This is irrational. I don't think I've ever seen her cry about anything. She's weeping. I'm saying, holy. See this? Trump. Or this way I should say, Trump. Focus. God is handing this to you. This is your moment. Stop this nonsense with Israel, Ukraine. Make peace. Seize the moment. Charlie Kirk. This is where Sparky and everybody. Charlie Kirk and everybody has finally had enough with Gaza. Enough with the Palestinian. Call it genocide. Call it massacre. It is everywhere. And Lauren Boebert, do they own her? She decides now. She's throwing in a BDS amendment now. Say, damn. She figures, I got nothing to lose. I almost lost last time. I almost lost. And if Israel can help me out, well, God damn it, that's what I'm gonna do. How about Stefanik here in the I want to be governor. Say, she's another one. And Marco Rubio. And meanwhile, everybody's looking at him and saying, what are these people doing? I've never seen, this world is falling apart. And you would think that we're worrying about Israel and Gaza. I mean, it's important, but this isn't our thing. And Mr. President, you were America first. You were America first. Even Menachem Begin's bombing of the King David Hotel was a false flag. Menachem and his crew dressed as Arabs. Were they inspired by the Boston Tea Party? Again, I love you, Sparky. You were fixated on this. You are fixated. Your history, your focus you're just fixated. Something went into you, a wormhole, a virus, some type of implant, and turned everything. You're bringing up Menachem Begin. This is our problem. And if I didn't know better, I'm thinking somebody's benefiting from this. No, I'm going to try to get through this. Erica Kirk is going to change the course of American politics. You have got to understand that there were people that we couldn't get. People that we couldn't get to come to the fore. Trump did it at first order, and Trump kind of, Remember the momentum in 2020? Remember that? 2024, I'm saying 2024. Remember that when you had the Amish? Have we reconnected with the Amish? No, screw the Amish. You think Pam Bondi, any of these people care about the Amish? No, because they're too cool. Cash Patel's at Rails. Hey, I'm a star. Dan Bongino. There's Norman. Look at my hat. Look at me. Ooh, I'm Charlie's Angels. I don't know what the hell their problem is. But Trump just abandoned politically. He has no political instinct or no political director. He has no Mike Deaver, no Lynn Nofziger, Reagan's kitchen cabinet. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have any of this stuff. It's the most it's insane. It's insanity. Insanity. I don't understand it. But anyway, but right now you've got, how many did you say? 20? How many thousand? Turning Point? 32,000 new inquiries. High school? And you're talking about Menachem Begin? The King David Hotel? Do you not get it? It's like you're being hit in the face. This is our moment to say, wait a minute, stop. Come here. Come into our tent. Come into our tent. Because our group has no sense of politics. None. None. We have elections. Sometimes they're stolen, sometimes they're not. But for the most part, they're sort of, kind of, as we see them. But we're talking about everything. Devils, Satanism, Baphomet, the transgenders, and wait a minute. Stop. Look at what's happening here. We've never seen these people. You're turning your back to talk about Israel? You're going to blow it again. Talk about Israel later. Great. I'm not saying ignore it, but it's like, this is politics. Let the adults talk about this. Why don't we have a little room for people just to sit back? Look at this. I'd rather be on Israel. I'd rather be an Israel skeptic than an apologist running interference for genocide. There's no hope. I officially say, Sparky, you're gone. Anyway, let's go back to this. For the first time, we have people who are coming forward and they say, I want to be a part of this. And what they should be doing, and I hope what Erica is doing is they're saying, okay, we're going to do this. And I hope that somebody flies in, sits down with Erica, J.D. Vance, maybe with Palantir money, and said, we're going to need you. We're going to work with you. We want to work. The Republicans, whoever you want to call it. Yesterday, I can't believe it. I got this letter from Erica asking for money. It's like, not yet. Just wait a minute. It was so cheesy. Turning Point, because of Charlie's death, we need your help. It's like, wait a minute. No. Did you see that? What? Just wait a second. A couple of days. People are still crying, and they're trying to find their checkbook through their tears. Just wait a second. We need to build more. You had us going. Erica, not done yet. I'm the conductor. Let's do more. I'm sorry. I'm going to say something. You can think it sounds crass. When she gave that speech, it was Hollywood perfect. I'm not saying it wasn't sincere. She's a naturally gifted. She's like Reagan. Reagan was the greatest actor, president ever, and he was sincere. She was crying. When that picture of her with his hands in the casket, absolutely superb. The picture of her with her hands kind of like crouched over the casket. This is what Nancy Reagan did. This is what people have done with pictures of, remember, I'm into image, I'm into focus, I'm into sending out messages. A picture's worth 1,000 words, to be sure. There were people who were involved in, during Vietnam. During Vietnam, there was, recently, there was a woman who slept at her husband's grave. How about the dog? Remember that? Did you ever see sometimes a dog at his master's grave? These are the most powerful images. I want imagery. A lot of Americans can't read. A lot of Americans are focused on Israel, and they need to be pulled back into this. No, focus. This is it. Do you want the darkness? Do you want Biden, Kamala Harris? Watch how you're not going to be seeing photos of her trans amorphous daughter-in-law. That's out. It just lost favor big time. The Democrats are saying, wait a minute. Now, if you really want to be, you want to go deep in this, good. In my role as political advisor, but also PSYOP, intel, whatever advisor, I'm going to say, now listen, close the room. I want to talk to all our people, and I want, while the anti-trans movement is big right now, I want nothing but talk about this. I want every person, and this is the best thing I've ever seen, every person who said something, I want their firing listed. There's this woman in, where is it, Englewood, where's she, in New Jersey? Englewood is a nurse. She said, there was a doctor who laughed about this. She complained and they fired her. Now she's suing. And once, yeah, good for her. And once the momentum starts, it doesn't stop. I want that. Right. Right. It's teachers, doctors, judges, people who own. Imagine putting your heart and soul in a business. You are living in a world of Yelp ratings and influence, and you hope you get a 5-star, and you chuck all that and you decide, I'm going to do something different. I am going to be a part of something. I'm going to go on and tell people that I applaud the assassination of this young man, this beloved, in my town, because not only do I not care, I don't even understand. I don't even risk any fear of this, because of the fact that I live in an inertial bubble of the most. I'm in this, I had to say bulletproof is a terrible term, but in this Kevlar world where I'm a part of this. It's Manchurian Candidate. It's this conversion reaction. It's this mass. It's this hypnosis. It's this thing that has been around since during COVID. It's the most interesting, the most fascinating. So what they're doing is they're saying, we are in a war. So let me go back to this. Follow me on this. Follow me on this. And I would say, Erica, President Trump, because remember this says, because the rules have changed, you're going to say, look how the Democrats are laughing and they support the assassination of your beloved Charlie, the father. By the way, these parents, they never have pictures of the kids face forward or facial shots. Never. So smart. Unlike everybody else who puts their kids up for chattel. Let me go back to the message again. The message is this. The message, listen to the message. The Democrats are laughing. The Democrats did this. This is the feeling. Now, you want to talk about opening a turning point? Do it for Charlie. Yes. Where do I sign up? And by the way, while you're signing up for the turning point chapter, would you register to vote? Yes. This is the opportunity that we've never seen. Trump dropped the ball since he has been wasting time with some of the most ridiculous stuff. He forgot that he has to lead. He's the leader of the party, and you've got midterms coming up, and this can make a big difference. He's I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know. He's good. Hey, deportation. I don't even know if we're deporting how many. I really don't know. I think we are. I hope we are. I see some arrests, but I don't know about that. This is the most important. Let me say this again. And I know this doesn't make any sense because people have no sense of politics. They have no sense of politics. Oh, God. Here we go. I've heard of him before, but had no idea how significant Charlie Kirk was until his assassination. I read up on him. His influence on Zoomers is huge. Establishment must hate Erica keeping it going. The establishment. Well, it depends. I don't know what the establishment is. The establishment, the Republican establishment, loves it, Sparky. Loves it. He was responsible for more. He was a force. Don't ask me why. I don't know. Sometimes, can you explain to me why Theo Vaughn is so interesting? Theo Vaughn is some redneck cretin from whatever. Hey, y'all go, yo, no, can you talk to me about this? This? He had on, J.D. Vance. Hi, J.D., how you doing? You like hee-haw? This is Theo Vaughn. Nice guy, but you're kidding me. It's big. Tim Dillon? Okay. I'm not gonna argue the point. I don't care why. It doesn't matter why. I don't even understand the Beatles. I don't understand why the Beatles were so popular. I don't get it. All I'm saying is that we have got to use this opportunity. And do me a favor, lay off this transgender stuff. Be done with that. Stop it. Stop it. Tell people why they should vote for you, not trashing transgender. It's boring. And we all know it. It's like, well, no shit. Of course, they're weird. And then they go, here we go. Another transgender. Another transgender. We can say, no, another Democrat killed him. Another Democrat. These are Democrats. You call them transgenders. I call them Democrats. Why do you focus in on a level that most people do not understand or are a part of? Why is this? Why are you? How does this work? This is the part which I don't understand. We have nobody involved. Let me also tell you something. We love to argue. Our people, our group, love to argue. We love to argue with everybody. We argue with everybody. We've got, now there's this new one because Candace Owens has got to get her. She's got to get and start shit with everybody. And she and the Nick Fuentes. Oh, come on. Who cares about groypers and the thing? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You want to talk about something? You want to talk about the incels, the involuntarily celibate? Okay, we'll do that. How about the fact that this guy's gay? Has no relevance to this. Why would you do that? Why even bring it up? Why? What does it have to do with anything? His girlfriend, his person, whatever it was, his girlfriend or partner, I love his partner, I don't know about this partner, but anyway, this person was basically, if you think about it, just somebody who was just was a guy. A guy. Do you understand what I'm saying? He was a guy. Don't tell me, well, he was transgender. He's a guy. I don't care about this. I don't lose sleep over it. Stop using this word transgender. This is not my message. Hey, are you against transgender? Vote for what? Yeah, vote Republicans because it's like, wait a minute. There is something which is really, really interesting. And there's a fellow, his name is Matthias Desmet. And he talks about this wonderful thing. Not wonderful, it's a terrible thing, but it's called mass formation psychosis. I was trying to explain this. And this is so interesting. And it goes back to crowd theory. And if you really want to talk about, explain that. How do you explain why so many people say this? How do you explain why so many people seem to be involved in this whatever? How do you explain the herd mentality? How do you explain this nonsense? How do you explain this lunacy? How do you explain it? But before we explain it, I want to own it. You are being given, if you believe in God, God just gave you through the and Charlie would want this. Charlie would say, look, if I'm going to lose, I how do I say this? If I'm gonna be in the position where I'm I don't know what the word is. If I'm gonna die, then let something happen because of this. And if I said, Charlie, if you believe in prayer, you are not going to believe what we do. You are, because if there's one thing Charlie Kirk knew, it's politics. He knew how this works. He knew how this works. And I'm going to take all these people, and I'm going to sit there and say, if you're mad, if you're angry, if you want to do something, you make sure you pay attention. Pay attention and register to vote Republican. Do it for Charlie. Charlie was a Republican. If you like what he does, if you believe in what he does, if that's your thing, use your energy for Charlie. Do this for, and Erica, this is the way to go. You will see a landslide. We could take all of these dormant, these Gen Zers, what are they now? Gen Z, Alpha Z, AZs? I can't keep track of this shit. Anyway, the kids, what are the kids? We had our thing. Our moment was Vietnam. Our moment. This is the part which is most important. Our moment was Vietnam. Our moment was critical. That's when I grew up. It was in our music. I was wearing POW bracelets in like 6th grade, 7th grade. We had these bracelets. I mean, we were into it. It changed my life. And that's when being a liberal was good. That's when liberal politics was great. Not progressive, liberal. Liberal was about anti-war and pre-civil rights. It was beautiful. And then I don't know what the hell they did with that one. I didn't leave it. It left me. But in the meantime, I was saying, okay, what else are you going? Okay, these are, what are these people? Republicans. Well, the Republicans today make the most sense. And this is that time. This is one for Sparky. What Israel has done and what Bibi Netanyahu's fate will be, you set back. If you want land, if that's what you want, you did it, my friend. You did it. You basically bombed everybody out of existence, ran them out, and you're going to say, we're taking over. Ta-da! Call it what you want. Genocide? Fine. Ethnic cleansing? Fine. Apartheid? Fine. I don't care. Call it what you want. We did it to the Indians. It's like we just moved. I want that. And Jared Kushner says, we could have. Somebody asked me, do you think Jared was serious when he said oceanfront property? Yes! So anyway, Bibi, you're great with that. But what you did, October the 7th, people who never uttered a peep, who believed in almost patellar support for anything you did, that's gone. And on the part of Jews, this is the part that you don't know what you did, and I don't think they do. I mean, you got to figure out. You think there's a solidarity? Oh no, it. And there's Marco Rubio. He doesn't get it. And there's Boebert, because remember, she almost lost. Who wants Boebert? Lauren Boebert. She's this redneck. This is trailer trash nonsense. Walking around with a fake. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just, at least Stefanik. We live in a country. The first thing they asked. I can't believe they handed this to Zoran Mamdani. They asked the question during the debate. Where's the first place you'd visit? The first place you'd visit? What kind of question is that? Everybody said, well, I go to Israel 3 times. The first one to drop out said, I go 3 times. I've been 4 times. Well, I'll go there. Eric Adams, I'm going to Israel. That's for sure. And Mamdani said, no, I'm going to stay here. I'm a mayor of New York. Where am I going to Israel? That was it. And the Republicans can't get it. They don't understand it. I talk to people all the time. I told you, one guy the other day said, what's AIPAC? I said, oh my God. It's so shielded. They live in this little bubble. Or you have other people who are the opposite. They see Israel everywhere. Everything's Mossad. Everything. Push that aside. This is not about transgender. This is not about gays. Every group we've had. In the old days, believe it or not, before the commies, we had Anarchists. Anarchists were the bad guys. Anarchists were Emma Goldman, Sacco and Vanzetti. Oh my God. Problem. Anarchy. Oh, and they were always foreign, okay, fine. That didn't work. Communism was okay. Communists at the time we did not consider it to be as negative, and then World War II, and then Stalin and everything. And then after that, the Cold War. Then it became communist. And then later on, we changed to we were more internal. We had the MIAC the MIAC report, kind of constitutionalist Tea Party folks. Those guys were those radical crazy. And then we had radical blacks in the 60s, radical blacks, Weather Underground. There's always been these groups of people that we've always worried about. Then there were the militant Antifas who we don't really know what. But now there's this group of people. And so help me God if I said, hey, if I planted a story tomorrow and said there's a new group of people called Unidigitalissima, 1 digits, 1 finger. And you could always tell because they cut their finger off, kind of like the Yakuza, whatever, in Japan. And I made this up. Unidigitalisima. Unidigitalism. I just made that up. What does it mean? I don't know. But I'm saying it's sweeping the country. It's not sweeping the country. I made it up. Immediately, I'll start chopping fingers off. Immediately. We saw it with tattoos. I know you're laughing at that. I know you're thinking, is he talking about tattoos? Yes! I went to a party the other night, summer, it was still kind of hot. But they're walking around with kind of sleeveless, oh my gosh, sleeves of tattoos. What are you doing? I want to be cool. I can make something up. Bernays taught us this. I'm telling you. But right now we have a group we don't have to create. They're young. They're powerful. We have the chance to use and to leverage the sorrow, the deep, legitimate, and absolute sorrow that people feel for the death and for the demise of Charlie Kirk. And what are we doing? We're talking about transgenders. We're talking about Israel. We're talking about weird. Well, how come there was why was the book written? Who cares about the Amazon book? It doesn't matter. If you answer the question, it doesn't matter. If this guy is disconnected, if he says, look, if this incel gay kid comes up and says, look, honest to God, I wanted to act on my own. I just felt like I wanted to do something. I hated Charlie Kirk. And there's trans folks who the longest time they wanted him dead. Okay, but there are other people who want everybody dead. You should see the stuff they say about Trump. But this guy says, but I'm going to do it. I did not contact Israel or France or Brigitte Macron or Candace Owens or the Groypers. I'm an individual person. And this is my person. I happen to be, let's face it, I'm living with. Remember when Cary Grant and Randolph Scott, they were roommates? Yeah, Anyway, his roommate happened to be some dude who's transitioning, who basically is wearing, did you see this fuzzy little, what was that hat? Did you see that? It looks like a Chuck E. Cheese, like a, what are the furry costumes? What are those? The furry movement? Dear God. Dear God. Anybody here in the furry movement? Sparky, you in the furry movement? Probably the Jews. Probably them Jews and those furry movement. I know. You know how they are. Those furry people. They're in them, those Jews were there. They're always at the bottom of this, right, huh? Yeah, we don't want to be a part of the establishment. Okay. Now, most of the furry people do not do anything. Let me see something. Remember that movie we saw on the My Little Pony? There was a movement about, bronies versus jabronis. Furry movements, young people, transgender, funny, furry, fuzzy hats. What is this movement that we are seeing? Okay, let's see what we find out. Let's just throw that in there. What you're seeing is a collision of two subcultures that have become more visible among young people. The furry fandom, furry fandom, and the broader gender identity queer youth culture. And they sometimes blur the line online in memes and at school and community spaces. Furries are people who enjoy anthropomorphic animal characters, foxes, wolves, cats, etc. Vulpine art. Some draw art, role play, or wear fursuits, often just ears and tails. Transgender queer youth culture has found overlap here because both communities emphasize identity, self-expression, and creating an accepting space outside mainstream norms. That's why you'll see cross-pollination, kids mixing pride flags with animal personas or fursonas, Fursonas, becoming a way to explore or test identity and script. The funny hats or fuzzy animal gear are usually lightweight expressions like cosplay or team spirit gear. So this is interesting. Okay, what does this mean? I don't know. Is that responsible for this? No. 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 Is it interesting? Yes. Is it responsible? No. No. Sorry. No. We oftentimes will drive by, well, on our way to various events, we will drive by the Javits Center. And the Javits Center is where Comic-Con plays. Comic-Con's like it was like once a year. Now I think it's every week. But in New York, it's tough because when you walk around people who are dressed like Comic-Con, you don't recognize. They look like usual. People walking around with severed heads and R2D2 hat. You see that normally. Comic-Con is not real, and it's not dangerous, but it's royally up, big time. But it's okay. But it's kids lost in this blanket of, I don't know what it is, cosplay, lunacy, Bill cosplay. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what you want to call it. Is that the problem here? No. The problem is you get a rifle and you hit him and you kill somebody. You can be a Christian, an atheist, a Buddhist, a cosplay fursona. You can be straight, queer, trans queer, LGBTQ, MOPP, RSGT. You can be whatever you want. Doesn't matter. That is an aspect. That is a correlation, not a cause. That's a different story. Sparky writes, get ready. Is it possible President Trump will back away from regime-changing Venezuela? Or is he intent on it? Seeing it as unfinished business from his first term, I think we should live and let live about them. He wants to go after Venezuela because of the oil. Because of oil, minerals, it's this weird imperialism that's still only he and how do we say this? These stupid Republicans, and you hear them a lot of times on, I hate to say it, on conservative forums. They go, yeah, take him out. He's a commie. Because people love this commie stuff. You think Israel's like, you should see what they talk about communists. Oh my God, they go berserk about communists. They still think communists. They think communists. They actually talk communism in today's day and age. His foreign policy is ridiculous. Ridiculous. We have what, 800 bases? No, 800 bases, yeah, in 79 or so. I hope you watch very, very carefully. I hope you watch my interview with Colonel McGregor, he would be my pick for Secretary of State. In any event, my friend, the bottom line is this. This is the chance. This is the chance, the important chance, for people to understand the Republican Party to win, to use this to absolutely clobber the left. And they should say, stop saying transgender, say Democrat. The Democrats did this, or the progressives. Don't subcategorize it. You don't get this opportunity. Like, who was it? Ari Fleischer said, don't let a good, this is terrible, don't let a good tragedy or whatever get in the way. So, Sparky, you have been usual, prototypical Sparky, but I thank you nonetheless. Eduardo Camilo, thank you. Philip Petchel, thank you. And let me explain something. Whoever's involved, oh, there's Ryan. Ryan says, it's escapism, something I understand. I read tons of fantasy books as a kid because the world sucked. Still does. But it can manifest into something bad, depending on that person. Again, my friend, we have, Ryan, I thank you. We have 340 million Americans. Of those 340, we have every conceivable iteration of lunacy there is. The dude, the feller with the wool fuzzy cap, he didn't do anything. He's not involved in this. He might have known of it. Again, that doesn't mean anything just because you know something. It's the guy, Tyler. He did it. Not the furry dude. Tyler. He did it. Not Israel. He did it. Not France. He did it. It's simple. I don't know. Don't make this complicated. People will understand it less if you're throwing in all this weird kind of labyrinthine cause and effect just to show your own particular genius. Which I don't think it is. Often, people get tattoos because they are unhappy about themselves. Is it a symptom of unhappiness in society in general? Are people routed into unhappiness when they grow up nowadays? No. No. People get tattoos because they're happy. People get tattoos sometimes because they think it looks good. They think it looks cool. Hey, I'm in a good mood. Hey, let's get a tattoo. Hey, great. Let's go. It's fun. Jewelry. But where did they... There always was a tattoo. But sleeves? Where did this come from? That's a different story. That's a different story. That's what we're talking about. That's because they want to be part of this world of... They want to be part... Look, that's a separate issue. It's interesting. It's interesting. Erica, Kirk, you have the chance. And do not let Ben Shapiro, they're trying to get Ben Shapiro to keep him out. And Seb Gorka, who I don't know where, Dracula, he says, this would be great, have Ben Shapiro. No. Now, Sparky, now I'm with you. You want to have somebody kill this? Listen, Ben Shapiro is owned. He might as well put Furry. He might say foreign agent. Just, I'm an Israeli agent. Okay. There are people as well. I'm trying to think of maybe there's a French version. But Ben Shapiro, 100%. By the way, whatever happened to Dennis Prager? The Dennis Prager, is he okay? Is he alive? Anthony Nick said, I have a don't say gravy, it's sauce tattoo on my arm. Okay. I remember, that's fine. Sometimes there were people who had a little heart or something when to represent the passing of a child or a pet or an event or something. I'm not talking about that. All of a sudden, overnight, tattoo parlors are blowing up. Why? Because people say, I don't want to get us a tattoo. I want to have my entire arm and face covered. Have you seen that kid who's a gambler? He goes into casinos and his face, it's demented. It's demented. But that's okay, it's legal. So that's very clear. That's very clear. Thank you for watching this. Follow Mrs. L. Mrs. L. This morning, by the way, Mrs. L was on Katz's Roundtable on WABC with John Catsimatidis. Okay. We will take care of that one. Hang on a minute. Mrs. L needs your help. She needs right now 11, just 11 measly, simple 11 followers on subscribers to Lynn's Warriors. That's it. That's all she needs. And for reasons I will never understand. I will never understand this. I will never grasp it. There is this thing where every time she posts something, somebody somewhere will say, you can't do this. This violates our policy. She's demonetized immediately. I don't understand it. I don't get it. So this is her right now. This is her. Let me give you this right now. This is where you go to sign up. Do me, I ask you this for her. This is her link. Lynn's Warriors. Go to YouTube. Lynn's Warriors. L-Y-N-N, not E. Sometimes they put the E in there. L-Y-N-N apostrophe S. Lynn's Warriors. She needs just 11 more. That's it for her, because we have to fight tooth and nail. And she puts up the best information. It's never sexual, no language, nothing. She talks about things she talks about what they're talking about in Congress, and they say, no, we don't think so. No, we don't think this would be good for advertisers. What are you talking about? This is somebody somewhere. She's on an algorithm. She's on something. Somebody does not want, just like, sad to say, this administration dropped all concerns regarding child safety. Hate to break it to you, but it's true. Hate to break it to you, but it's true. Understand that? So anyway, one more time, my friend. That's what I'm saying. That's it. Thank you. So anyway, focus on this. Focus on what's happening. Make sure we understand what is going on. There's Sparky. Sparky says, I'm fascinated with the prospect of the countries, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger's journey to escape neocolonialism. How will they get away from the colonial frank? I think it's wonderful. I think it is wonderful as well. I love the general. Well, did you see where they basically banned homosexuality? I'm not necessarily saying that's a good thing, but it's their country. They may feel some particular need to do it. There is a movement happening in the world that most people cannot grasp. They don't really see this. They're unable to grasp the kind of the complexity of what's happening. And I mean it. People don't see what's happening. They live in this world where they just believe in, cable news, and cable news is fine. Cable news is fine. That's great. But you are not going to find out what's happening in the world if you just adhere to cable news. You're going to have a big problem with that. That's all I'm saying. And it's also critical upon you to make sure you go to every country, or every news source that provides you with the truth, the brutal truth, because they are doing everything in their power to tell you, to keep you away from it. Okay? You on this? All right, my friend. Now, I thank you. And perhaps maybe Sparky, the Sahel region, may be calling you. One never knows. All right, kids. Have a great and a glorious day. Thank you so much. You are still without peer. Thank you. Remember, one more time, Lynn's Warriors. We'll see you later. Make sure you subscribe to Lionel Nation. And here is the link, by the way. This is where, Cut Up Chatter says, I like your name back again. Says, back from mom visit. Insanity needs understanding. That is true. Welcome back. By the way, this is Katz's Roundtable. I just put the link up right there. Follow that. You can hear Mrs. L as well. Go back and listen to the inimitable, the ineffable Mr. John Katzimatides, who was the pate, the prelate, the poobah, the panjandrum, the head, the all-knowing, all-seeing, all-visionary pilot of this ship, the captain of this ship, WABC. He is talk radio's best friend. All right, my friends, have a great and a glorious day. Thank you so much. Remember this one more time, just to bring you up to speed. Go to preparewithlionel.com. Preparewithlionel.com. At the top of the description section is the link for you to click on to get a deal you will thank me for, perhaps for the rest of your life. Have a great and glorious day, my friend. Until next time, remember, the monkey's dead. Show's over, sue ya. Ta-ta.